Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. My name is Francis Piché, and welcome to the Thinking into Results facilitation training. I have the pleasure to be the facilitator of this very, very powerful program made by Proctor Gallagher Institute and the founders that I'm sure you've heard about, Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher. Bob Proctor is someone that has been seen inside The Secret as an example, and also has an extensive experience of over 60 years into the personal development world and business wealth. So I'm super excited to share with you a very important concept that we call the secret genie. And I know that you're here for a reason, because most of you want to have results that stick. Finally, results that are not all over the place, inconsistent, hard to predict, hard to control. And you also want to level up your business. And there's never a better place than right now to understand a concept that's so powerful that it has the power and the potential to change your life and your business. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you a quote, because I know you're changing, you want to change the existing reality and create a new one. So this quote said, "Never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete." So I'm inviting you to change the existing model that you have, because it's obsolete. And if you really want to change the status quo, you're going to have to change it into something with a new model. And we're going to learn about a concept that's very powerful, because your mind has the potential to change all of your life. This is why we call it the program Thinking into Results. And the mind is so powerful, and yet we didn't even know how to describe it. And so we were lucky, because in 1934, there was a doctor called Thurman Fleet, a chiropractor from San Antonio, Texas, and he wanted to have a representation of the body and the mind at the same time. And that representation was called the Stickperson. So without further ado, I'd like to share with you what the mind looks like, this creative power that has the potential to really engender and generate all the results that you want in your life. So let me share with you a little whiteboard with you, and I'm going to do what looks like as the stick person. So we're going to finally know what the mind looks like, because here's the thing, is that we think in terms of pictures. We just think in terms of pictures. If I'm asking you, what is the color of your fridge, or the interior of your car, or how do you open up your fridge, you're going to have a mental picture of it. And that's how you're going to remember things. But yet, if I'm asking you, what does your mind look like? You're probably going to think about the brain, but that's not how your mind look like. Your mind is in all of your body, and that's a definite intelligence that's inside you. That's your consciousness. So how do you build a picture of your mind? So this doctor had a very good idea, and so what he did, he called it the stick person. And so I'm going to do it for you right now. We're going to do it. So this is going to be the stick person. Here you go, little stick person. And here you have your mind. The top part is your mind. And what the top part looks like is that you have your conscious mind, and you also have your subconscious mind. And here you have your body. And the way your mind works, and especially the subconscious works, is that it creates your results. And I would assume that your results right now are not what you want. They're negative. And so how do you change that? And so we have to know how the mind works. Did you know that 95%, or maybe up to 96% of everything that you do has been defined by your subconscious mind? And so I'm going to describe a little bit more what it looks like with these slides. And so 96% of everything that you do is from your subconscious mind. And so we have, like I said, the conscious mind on the top, the subconscious mind at the bottom. And really, when you think about the conscious mind, you have to think about the educated mind. The educated mind is everything that we've learned, or everything that, actually not everything that we've learned, but that's the thinking mind. And the subconscious mind is your emotional mind. And that's what drives everything. Your vibration is making you have different action and behaviors, which turns into results. And so right now, knowing that 96% of everything that you do is coming from your subconscious, guess where you have to change? Guess what you have to change in order to change the action and your results? You have to change your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is made of what? Your subconscious mind is made of all the things that we've learned over the years. And as an infant, we had all the society, the people, the culture, everything was kind of dumped into the subconscious mind. It was wide open. We didn't even have the capacity to reject or accept these ideas. They were just boom, back into our subconscious mind. And over time, it became a thought that we repeated and repeated and repeated. And those beliefs became our paradigms. And the paradigms, our belief system, is what drives everything. So, you have a picture in your mind. This is what's happening. We have a mental picture of everything. And those mental pictures have been created over time, and it creates also our beliefs. So if I'm asking you, what's the belief about money? Some people might say, well, the picture that I have in my mind about the money is that it takes time. It takes a lot of time before I can create wealth. But that's just something that you might have heard, or people have heard for years and years and years, and with the society. And what was inside their subconscious mind became their belief system, and the belief system is what created their behavior and the results. So how do we change that? Is probably the question that you have in your mind. Well, to shape your future, you have to be able to be willing to change that and able to change your paradigms. The good news is that if you're thinking about everyone that made inventions that seem to be so extraordinary and out of nowhere at the time, well, think of the Wright brothers. They created the plane. And I'm sure people said, are you crazy? You're thinking about something that's going to fly in the sky? That's nuts. They didn't have any evidence. So in their subconscious mind, they knew that it was possible. They had the picture so vivid that they knew that one day they would be able to fly the plane. At that time, they had no evidence. So that's just to show how we're able, and we have so much potential to do things. So, and think about any types of situation, your challenges right now. I'm sure you can find someone that was able to transcend that and overcome that. So the good news is that you're able to change your paradigms. And that's already right there. Maybe what you needed to hear in order to change and level up your business. You're able to transcend this situation. So now you have to impress new ideas inside your subconscious mind and create new beliefs so that eventually and finally, you're going to be able to have the results that you want. The second part is you got to be willing. So are you really willing to finally change your results? Like Bob Proctor would say, you have two types of people in the world. You have some that are interested about making a change, and you have other people that are committed to make a change. When you're interested, you just do things when they're convenient. But when you're committed to make a change and when you're willing to make a change, you do whatever it takes. So are you someone that want to do whatever it takes to change the paradigms and finally have the results that you want? So to manifest a new idea and something that will create new results in your life, any idea held in your mind that is emphasized, feared, or revered will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate physical form available. So what it means is that, do you really believe that you can make a change? And if you emphasize that, and if you really revere this idea in your mind over and over and over again, eventually that will actually override the old system and create a new system, a new belief system where you're going to create now new behaviors and new results. That's how you change it. So repetition is very key. The problem is that, sometimes we don't necessarily get the results, even if we're changing the idea and, but we don't see the results. And it's very simple, is because the society has trained us to look at the existing results from the sensory factors. We're looking at a report card, we're looking at the sales card, the sales sheet. And then based on that, we say, well, I guess, we're not good. We're not going to be able to make a change. We're not going to be able to have quantum results. But this is to live the life from the outside in. Now, that to change something, you have to change it in your subconscious mind. The conscious mind has access to all these sensory factors. So whatever you hear, see, smell, touch, and taste is what normally drives all the behaviors of people. They look at that, and then because that just re-emphasize everything that they had in their subconscious mind, they say, well, we're not going to be able to do it. Now you have to start all over and really impress this idea in your subconscious mind and forget about the sensory factors and create this reality in your mind first so that it could manifest in physical reality over time and creates the results that you want. That's how you do it. That's how the Wright brothers did it. There was no evidence. They were not able to see it. They were not able to touch it, to taste it, but they created the reality first inside their subconscious mind. And with that beautiful vibration of excitement, elevated emotions, they were able to create a behavior and then have the results that they always wished for. That's how you do it. So to create a new dimension, what you really have to do is, like I said, repeat and repeat and repeat this new idea with the feeling, because the feeling is your magnet. You know, if I ask you, how do you feel? Feel good? You feel bad? And what type of actions do you create when you feel good? Feeling good is a thought. You really had an expectation of something positive, and then because of that, you feel good. And by feeling good, you know, you might be more gregarious. You might just shake hands and do the phone calls that you're supposed to do with more enthusiasm, more positivity. And because of that, you're creating amazing outcomes. So, you know, you just have to impress the new ideas in your mind. And I wanted to talk about something too. We call it the higher faculties. You know, we talked about it already, the see, smell, touch, taste, and the conscious mind. And there's ways to use the mental faculties in order to get and generate new ideas. The 6 mental faculties that all of us have access to are perception, imagination, intuition, will, memory, and reason. And for a matter of time, I'd like to concentrate on 2 of them, because I believe that, you know, those are my favorite. And I really know that by changing perception or using your imagination, you're able to create an entirely new reality. The reality is really, when you look at your results, you just have to ask yourself, what led me to those results? Today, you know that this was essentially a thinking that led you eventually to a vibration, and the vibration led you to a result. So how can you change this thinking? Maybe it is a matter of changing your perception. You know, if you really believe that it's not possible, what if you ask your question, how can I find ideas that it is possible? We all have a different perception. You know, we look at problems sometimes, and, you know, I can just show you an example here. And if I'm asking you, what type of writing do you see on the cup? What do you see? And you might see, well, I see resilient element. And I'm like, no, there's nothing written on that cup at all. Are you nuts? And then, you know, we're going to change the angle and the perception. And then all of a sudden you're going to understand that I was right, you were right. And so the fact that you're right doesn't make me wrong either, and vice versa. And all we needed to do is change the perception. Changing our perception is very good to reduce suffering, the mental suffering that we have. Because, you know, if we, for example, think that the universe is friendly and benevolent instead of always being against us, well, now we can start to see the silver lining in a situation and maybe think that, you know, this, you know, a setback or adversity as actually something good that we don't know yet, but we know that there's going to be a breakthrough. The breakdown is going to turn into a breakthrough. So by changing your perception, you know, you can even think about the perception of money. What if now the perception of money is not, well, you know, it takes a long time to create it. What if it's, oh, it's easy to make. It's easy to make. It's like just watering a plant. You know, I just have to do some of my actions every day. It's going to grow fast. You know, that could be a good way to look at things. And then you also have the imagination. Imagination is to originate some ideas. And imagination, you can use it with other people as well. There's a concept that we call mastermind. So what if you use other minds that you already know is so powerful? What if you use other minds to create a fantasy in your life, a fantasy goal? And now you're thinking, wow, you know, what if one idea can actually just create all of the income that I always wanted? A quantum leap, maybe 10x the income that you're having right now, or 12x. How about you convert your annual income into a monthly income? Some people have done it. And then you come up with the ideas that will lead you to create those results. So this is 2 powerful mental faculties that you can use that is available to you. It's available to all of us. And now you might be thinking, well, that's all great. You know, I know I can change my results. I know that I can create a new paradigm, impress new ideas, use my mental faculties, and that's just touching the surface. So a call to action that I have to you is, the next step, and that's a very important step, is to get into contact with us and with me to get a breakthrough session and really discover for yourself is this program, the 6-month program that we have called Thinking into Results is for you. I guarantee that, with this breakthrough session that's complimentary, we will discover a distinction that will completely change your life. And we will also see if there's a fit between you and the program. And if you're really committed to make a change and really start to imagine the life you always wanted, well, it's going to be time to take action. Remember, to create a new reality, you gotta think differently. And taking action is the way to go. Wayne Gretzky, one of my favorite players, I'm a hockey player myself, he said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So how about you take that shot that you shoot today towards the net? You take action towards you. You invest in you. And the first investment is to definitely make that call with me, this breakthrough session. And we're going to discover all the amazing possibilities that you can create in your life. And then, because there's another thing that you need to know as well, is that there's no such failure. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never made or tried anything new. So, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. So my recommendation is that you shoot. Growth, in order to grow, you must give up the struggle of the same thing. You got to change your reality. You're going to create a new paradigm, and that's going to be able to help you to really ascend to the possibilities that you always imagined, to level up the business, to have results that finally stick. So, it is your time now to step into your power. I'm going to leave you here the link for the breakthrough session. I'm looking forward to speaking to you and to discover the fit and really, really create the reality that you always wanted to create. So thank you for watching. Remember, your mind is so powerful, and it is the way that it will allow you to create the results you always wanted by changing the existing paradigm, creating new ideas, and then you'll be very fulfilled and very happy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the breakthrough session.